Welcome back to CBS Mornings. Our next guest, the multi-talented Billy Porter, has won an Emmy, a Grammy, and a Tony in a trailblazing career stretching more than 30 years. Now he is sitting in the film director's chair for the first time. Porter directed the coming-of-age romantic comedy called Anything's Possible. It follows a confident young trans girl named Kelsa as she navigates her senior year of high school and falls in love with her classmate, Call. In this clip, Kelsa and Call talk during art class. Take a look.
No way. That's so good.
Yeah, you can have it.
Really?
Yeah.
You're so nice.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. I remember last year, Joey Zhang made a ceramic soccer ball and put it in the kiln. After he left, you grabbed it, poked a hole in it so it wouldn't explode with the heat.
Yeah, well, maybe I was trying to protect my Egyptian faience pot from the detritus.
You were already glazing your Egyptian faience pot. Joey was the only one still sculpting.
Joey's my friend.
Nah, you're perpetually nice. There's nothing wrong with that.
Billy Porter joins us right now. Good morning, Billy. How you doing?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm so happy to be here.
We're so glad
with all of you this
on this
morning.
Beyonce day.
On this Beyonce day.
Right.
You said you haven't listened to it yet.
I haven't seen it yet. I've been watching her on that horse for 2 weeks.
That's right. That's right. Like
So
the rest of the world.
I'm excited that crystal horse.
Yeah, well, we're excited to have you. Now, this is your first time making your film directorial debut.
Yes.
You said that you've been waiting for the right moment, the right project.
Yes.
You said on page 1, you knew that this was it. What did you find in this story that made you want to take this leap into that chair?
Well, first of all, this story found me.
Okay.
You know, when you put stuff out into the universe, words have power. You manifest, it comes back.
That's right.
20 years ago, I started talking about I wanted to be a film director.
Okay.
Christine Vachon, you know, of Killer Films and, you know, the queen of queer cinema, called me with this script. Her partners, DJ Hinojosa and, DJ Guggenheim, David Hinojosa. And from page 1, it was about trans joy, trans celebration,
Right.
the normalizing and the humanizing of the othered.
Right.
And we know what's going on right now, and we know how necessary those kinds of stories are.
And we haven't seen a story like this before, Billy.
No, you know, I was...
Had to be part of the appeal, too.
Oh, my God. It's about a Black, empowered, high school, teenage trans girl.
Yeah.
You know, she gets a boyfriend, she goes to college, she's going through the regular, normal, you know,
emotions and stuff
emotions
we all go
that,
through, yeah.
you know, every teenage girl goes through, you know, in high school. And it was just, you know, it's such a beautiful story, and we've never seen it before.
Right.
It also has a non-traditional ending.
Yes.
Don't give that away. I'm not.
We're not going to give away
I'm not. I've just said non-traditional. That could mean many things.
Yes, non-traditional ending in that...
Don't give it away.
I'm not gonna, I'm trying.
It's hard, right?
I'm trying to figure out.
But that attracted
you know,
you
it's
too.
mature.
Yeah, it's mature.
The kids. It shows the maturity of the younger generation, and I think, you know, in the spirit of the old John Hughes movies, which is what came to my mind first when I was reading it.
Yeah.
You know, one of the tenets of that is that the kids are taken seriously.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
Their emotions, their issues, all of it is taken seriously, and we have to. Yeah. Because they are our future. You know.
So you've shot the film on location in Pittsburgh,
Yes.
where you grew up.
Yes.
Describe the Pittsburgh of your childhood, you and your authentic self now. What was it like when you were a kid?
You know, Pittsburgh was always a wonderful place to grow up. You know, yes, I had a lot of trauma. I'm moving through that. I'm not talking about that no more, because what has happened since leaving and watching the city pivot and repurpose. You know, it used to be steel. You know, our government officials came in and through the decades pivoted and changed. You know, there's so much industry there, whether it's technology, medicine, the arts.
The arts, especially.
The arts has always been there. And, you know, it's just magical.
Yeah.
It's a very, very progressive city. I got to, you know, make this movie about a progressive issues, essentially.
Yeah.
In my hometown, the town that raised me. Most of the ancillary characters, you know, supporting characters are
People you know.
people from my childhood who are either actors and actresses that I performed with in my youth who are still doing it, or my mentors.
Well,
or my
you know what I think?
teachers.
I think you did Pittsburgh proud. I think you did yourself proud. You know,
Definitely.
you're very known for your fashion. And you said you had a specific vision for fashion in this movie. As a matter of fact, we were all talking, what's Billy gonna wear today?
Right.
Nate always looks good, but even Nate kicked it up a notch or two.
Wearing my
Hey.
Billy Blue today.
Oh, come
Show him the
on
lining.
now.
Show him the lining.
Oh, yeah,
you got
know.
the lining.
Oh, there's a line.
mushroom lining.
Oh, shoot.
Right?
Yes. I love it.
So even Nate, who always looks good, kicked it up a notch for you. What was your vision for the fashion for this movie? And I always like the vision for yourself, too.
Yeah, you know, what I wanted to be sure to embrace was how to visually stimulate,
Right.
you know, how to visually support this aspirational story.
Yeah.
You know, because it really speaks to what we should be, what we could be and what we should be.
And speaking of that, Billy, you know, when it comes to trans joy and trans celebration, you know, part of that is authenticity.
Yes.
Being true to self.
Yes.
And that's something that you have embraced. But have you always embraced that? You know, I want to give you an opportunity to speak to individuals that might be struggling with being true to self or being authentic. Like, was it always like this for you, or did it take time?
It took time. The goal was to always be authentic. You know, at the beginning of my career, I was told that my queerness would be my liability.
Wow.
And it was for decades. And in the middle of living through that, I really began to understand. I was watching Oprah.
Yeah.
And she had Elanya Van Sant and Maya Angelou on, and they were talking about shifting one's intention to service. And when it becomes about service, everything will work itself out. And literally, I went to the mirror in my bathroom and said, what does service look like for me in an industry and, quite frankly, a world that is inherently narcissistic?
But Billy, you never gave up, despite all
No.
that. You never gave up.
And it hit me like a ton of bricks. It's your queerness. It's the thing that everybody is telling you is your liability. It's the thing that your church is banishing you for, that your government is shaming you for.
Yeah.
It's all of the things that everyone around you is telling you won't work.
And now it's one of your biggest strengths.
It's the superpower. You know, I'm so blessed to have been given a second chance.
Right.
This is my second chance. I get to be authentic.
Speaking of authenticity, you shared with the world a year ago that you are HIV positive.
Yes.
Talk to me about that and what you had to tell yourself before you stepped to the world to explain.
And do you regret being so open?
No, not at all. Not at all. You know,
that.
there's a shame component that comes with being queer. You know, I came out in 1985. We went straight to the front lines to fight for our lives during the AIDS crisis. COVID taught me some things about myself. The lockdown taught me about balance and boundaries and self-care. And inside of that self-care, I started going to trauma therapy and working on the stuff that I never had the luxury to really unpack. You know, and so in the unpacking of that, I realized, I need to set myself free.
And you've done that.
I have set myself free. And hopefully in the process, somebody else will be set free too.
Right.
So once again, in the spirit of service, I did that for myself, to set myself free in the hopes that
To
somebody
help
else
others
get-
set themselves free. You know what?
Thank you, Billy Porter.
Anything's
Yes,
possible.
That's right.
you,
Anything's
Billy Porter.
possible.
Billy Porter, thank you.
Billy Porter,
You can see
director.
Anything's Possible now
Porter,
on
director.
Prime Video.
Oh, I saw what you did.
See what I did there?
You didn't see that, Gayle?